Hello, and welcome to the weather updates, December 28th, and it is 8:30. Yeah, we had some warm temperatures today across the area, some clouds to start, then some sun in the late afternoon, and now more clouds have rolled in again. Let's look at the current temperatures around outside. Farmingdale's reporting 38. Uh, Feels like the temp. Yeah, look at how much warmer it is in Nassau County. I know it felt warm tonight. 45 in Carl Place. It felt like it was getting colder, and then the temperature kind of rose. And I'm gonna just check here and see because it felt like it was getting cold. Yeah, it was colder. It was getting colder. It was going down to like 43, and then the temperature rose when those clouds rolled in. And So quite a warm day across the area. Let's see what it was in Carl Place. The high got over 50 degrees today. Looks like. Why does it say 29? That's not working right. Oh, is the green? Oh, okay. The temperature is blue. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it got up to 51. Over there, you can see the little graph there. And overnight, it didn't get that cold either. Actually, no. Yeah, 51 got up to. So yeah, warm one today. A warm one across the area. We'll display the high temperatures too. Let's display the low temperatures. All right, so we'll go to historical here. So temperatures again above normal. Let's go to the historical. We'll first look at the low temperatures this morning and see what West Hampton and all the other areas got down to because it was pretty chilly last night. Uh, Waiting for it to load here. We got the spinning circle. Oh, here we go. So West Hampton got down to 25. Not as cold. The clouds probably rolled in and kept the temperatures from falling as much as last night. But lows, it was pretty chilly last night. Upper 20s for lows across Long Island. Of course, in the city it was warmer due to the heat island effect. Now we'll look at the maximum temperatures and see what it hit today across the area here. So yeah, highs are in the around 50 degrees across most of the island. Islip hit 50, so around 50 degrees generally, which is over 10 degrees above normal for the area for this time of the year, not surprisingly. So let's take a look at the weather map here, and you can see a cold front is just passed. We've got a high building in. There's another colder air mass up there. I don't think we're going to get into that one, unfortunately, but we are going to see a cold front move through. And or should have moved through already and dropped the temperatures. Let's go take a look at the models and we'll see what's going to be happening again. We're going to start with the upper air again, I guess, because we've got to watch this evolving storm that's going to be coming. So again, we have this trough. Actually, yeah, let me go to the other non-CONUS North American so you get an idea of what's going to be happening here. So we have this trough coming through. It brings a cold front through, cools off tomorrow and Wednesday. Then the ridge builds. We get this huge ridge to start the new year on New Year's Day. With the storm tracking well to the west. Another little trough moves through then after that, so maybe it cools off a little bit Sunday. And then we have another ridge. And you can see the issue we have here is that you got all this. You notice this fire hose situation here. So we have two situations going on here, and I know Joe Chaffee was alluding to this. One is favorable and one is unfavorable. So let's draw out what's favorable and what's not favorable. What is favorable, and I'll draw the favorable stuff in blue, is this block over Greenland. When you have a block over Greenland, it generally drives cold air masses south. But the problem is that we have the Pacific, which is not cooperating. So you have this fire hose from the Pacific that's keeping the cold air locked up. So even though we've got a block over Greenland, which should drive the jet stream south, it's being driven south over the west coast, and we've got this Pacific flow that's going to keep any really bitter cold air masses away, and any chances for snow as well. So that is indeed the problem that we're facing right now. We deal with this. This is the pattern we deal with, and we got this ridge in the east, the troughing's in the west. Maybe as we get toward the end of the period, we can see a little more troughing in the east. But if we look at we'll go back and we'll go to and I'm not even going to look at the European because it's been terrible lately. But we'll look at it as well. The euro has not been all that accurate. You can see the European is completely different. with its look a little bit with a looks like a storm. Actually, it has a storm going to our south on Monday. But so the euro has not been very good in the long range. GFS has been better. I mean, not perfect, but better. So when we look at the surface, and we're going to actually look at the temperature. Well, we're going to look at the first. We're going to look at the weather systems at the surface. So we have this high building in, bring us some cold air tomorrow. Near average. I mean, just be near average. It's not Arctic air or anything like that, but it's bring some cold air, some nice skies. Then that high moves offshore Wednesday, and we get back into the clouds. And then we've got this storm that's going way to the west with a ridge in the Atlantic. You can see, look at this storm just shooting up from Texas all the way up into the Great Lakes, western Great Lakes, if that. And so, because of what's happening, because this low is a little further to the west, it's going to allow a high pressure system to try to nudge in and almost like a backdoor cold front on Friday. So, because of that, it won't be that warm on Friday. It'll actually be kind of chilly. And you can see it's actually depicting some ice over there in the Hudson Valley in northern New York. Could be some ice. And then that warm front will move through, and then we'll get into the more warmer conditions. But because of this setup, because of where the low is, and because of the backdoor front, we will be saved from a major windstorm. So I don't think we'll see a damaging windstorm, but it will be not a great pattern for New Year's Day. Rainy with rising temperatures with that warm front. But it's going to be hard to get that warm front through. It's going to take time to get that warm front through. But then once it does eventually get through, temperatures rise on Saturday with that low, and we got a westerly flow, and then you can see what's happening here. High builds in again for next week, but you can see no really deep troughs. All the systems are going well to the west. Here's another one going well to the west. So because of the way the jet stream is and because of the Pacific flow, everything is just going to the west, and that's the problem basically. So when we look at our temperatures and where the cold air is going to be, you already see it's already out west. So we'll start with tomorrow until you see a little bit of cold air comes in on Tuesday, near average, and then still near average on Wednesday. But then here we go with the rising temperatures in the east. You can sort of see that you got that backdoor cold front there that's actually going to sit and keep us cool and keep the warm air away from us on the first day of the new year. But then here it comes on Saturday. We get a little taste of it on Saturday. See the warm air up the east coast, and then we go back a little closer to average here, but still 40s. That's above average. But one thing you could see is that there really isn't any Arctic air in the country at all. Even up in the Dakotas, it's still reaching the low 20s, which is still, I think, above normal for them. So we have to wait until maybe as we get toward the end of the period, some Arctic air is going to try to come down. But I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no Arctic air in the whole country. I mean, because of that Pacific jet, that fire hose, it's just keeping it stuck in Canada pretty much. It's not coming down here. And this is the problem when you got that fire hose jet. We always seem to have it, and we have dealing with it again, which is not good at all. So we'll go take a closer look at our area and take a closer look at what's going to be happening with the temperatures. So eventually it will cool off by morning. Temperatures should drop to around 30 degrees, low 30s, and then tomorrow we go back up to the mid to upper 30s, which is around average for this time of the year. Tomorrow night gets cold, lows drop into the 20s, maybe a little colder in the areas where you get radiational cooling, like the Pine Barrens. And again, Wednesday we're up into the mid and upper 30s, and then Thursday you can see what happens. The cold warms up into the low to mid 40s, but then we have this backdoor cold front that comes through later Thursday night, then stalls to the south. So for New Year's Day, it's only going to be in the upper 30s and low 40s, and it's going to be pretty chilly and a chilly, rainy rain. You'll see in a minute when we look at the rain that will come up. But then as we get into Saturday, look at what happens. Already well into the 60s in New Jersey, and that warm air just surges northward. So Saturday we're dealing with a very warm air, and then it gets pushed away once we get into Sunday. Temperatures get closer to average again for the rest of the period here. But again, there's no real bitter cold air. There's no Arctic air in sight for everybody. Is just this is what happens lately when in winter we don't get Arctic air. and that's a problem because we're supposed to get Arctic air. But it doesn't seem like we can get it anymore. If you want Arctic air, I guess you have to go to Canada. Um, so let's go take a look at the moisture, the dew point, as we get into that next period. So you see that we have nice dry air for the next tomorrow and Wednesday, but then we get that more. You get that more dry air. You can see that backdoor front there. But then here comes the warm, and it will be humid air too. It will be warm, humid air as well. That will come surging into our area on Saturday before the cold front comes through and knocks us back down again. So that's what we're going to be dealing with. And then if we look at the rain, which obviously this is a ways out with this next system, but you can see this would be our next chance of rain is Thursday. A little light rain with that backdoor front. Here comes the backdoor front, stalls to the south. And then here comes that low tracking well to the west. And you can see chances of freezing rain up possibly to start before the warm air comes in later on Saturday. But that cold air will be put up a little bit of a fight, I believe. So it won't really be warm on the first day of New Year's. We'll probably have to wait until Saturday to get that brief little warm air pocket ahead of the cold front, and then the cold front comes through, and then it cools off again. So let's go take a look at the skies. And at least the good news is we have a really nice day on tap for tomorrow, Tuesday. Should be mostly sunny and chilly, and not many clouds being generated on the GFS. Maybe a few over the east end toward late afternoon into the evening. Other than that, we're mostly clear. But then after that, we're dealing with the junk. Wednesday, clouds. Thursday, clouds. Friday, obviously, clouds and rain. And then Saturday, we'll be dealing with clouds and maybe a little, maybe rain in the morning, and then get warm, and then get this cold front through. But it looks like it's having Sunday right now clear, so that's good at least. And then Monday we got more clouds again. So Tuesday, and you can see that after that we're really in a junky pattern. So it's not a good pattern to be in. What can I tell you? You want that Arctic air. You want that air coming from the north. You want that air right out of Hudson Bay. And I just miss it. We didn't get it last year, and we're not getting it this year. It sucks. It really sucks. So, it's like, will we ever have a proper winter again? So this is the NAM 18Z. Let's take a look at this with the sky cover. It looks like it's generating some clouds toward the afternoon over New Jersey and to our north. But I think we should have a pretty nice day across Long Island tomorrow. You better enjoy it, because after that, then we're dealing with a lot of clouds. So you better enjoy it. We'll go ahead and look at the RGEM. Here's the RGEM model for clouds, and it looks pretty good for tomorrow. So it's generating some clouds to the north and the west, but I think we'll be okay on Long Island. And it's the best day you got, so you better take advantage of it, because after that you can see all that high clouds crap streaming in on Wednesday. Okay, so now we're going to look at one other thing. It's the Climate Prediction Center. We're going to look at the long-range forecast. And you can see here, much of the country is above normal in the 6 to 10. No one is below normal at all. And the 8 to 14, only the southwest is below normal. And we're way above normal in the northeast. So, and if you look at the precipitation, which is on the right, you'll see it's a little bit below normal for the east coast, above normal for the west coast, and then 8 to 14 it goes above normal. But we are in a really, it's very annoying, because you have the pattern in Greenland and then in the North Atlantic Oscillation. All good, but the Pacific is just ruining everything. It's surging in here like a fire hose, and it's keeping the Arctic air away, which again is a problem, because we're supposed to have extreme cold in the winter. If you like your beautiful trees, this is where I'm going to rant, all right? Because some people don't like the cold, and I'm tired of, and I know who it is. Look, with all due respect, sir, I know you like to comment on here complaining about the cold, but without the extreme cold, you can enjoy killer bees, you can enjoy fire ants moving up, you can enjoy more trees dying, you can enjoy more disease, especially insect-borne disease like Lyme disease. You can enjoy more ticks. You can enjoy all of that, all right? And I don't think any of us really want any of that, all right? It's supposed to be cold in the winter. Without extreme cold in the winter, we are in a serious problem, all right? We have a serious problem going on with the lack of extreme cold, and it's going to cause a lot of problems, all right? That's all I'm going to say, All right, it's not normal. It's supposed to be cold in the winter. You're supposed to have Arctic air in the winter. That's the bottom line, and we're not getting it anymore. So if you don't want to deal with these things, we may have to live in Canada. How about that, huh? That's right. I may have to move to Canada because it's too freaking hot in the United States. How would you like that, huh? Well, that's what's going on with climate change. It's a serious problem. And like I said, if you don't like the cold where you live, then go move south. All right? That's all I'm going to say. And I know he's going to comment again. I know it. Look, it's supposed to be cold in the winter. This is not normal. And the other thing that has been discussed also is U.S. snow cover is at record lows. So let me just look at that record. I think it's a record low with snow cover. Somebody was discussing this, that there was a record low with snow cover. Oh, geez, that's why it didn't pop up here. Record. Let's see. News. Let's see. Only know is Joe Chaffee was talking about this, that there was a record low snowfall in the United States, record low snow cover. Can't find an article on it, but I know he was talking about it. So that's going to be it for this weather update. I know it sucks, but get out there and enjoy tomorrow. We got a nice day tomorrow. Enjoy it, because after that we got a bunch of crap coming our way. That's going to be it. Take care, and thank you for watching.